The small city of Taormina on the east coast of the island of Sicily has inspired creatives for the past 200 years. Filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola, artist Gustav Klimt, and authors like D.H. Lawrence and Oscar Wilde have all come to love it here.
Idyllically perched on a rocky promontory high above the sea lies one of Sicily's most popular tourist destinations, with beautifully maintained architecture, breathtaking views around every corner, and a network of streets just begging to be explored. It's easy to see why. Welcome to Taormina.
The Greeks arrived on the Sicilian coast about 700 years BC and founded a town called Naxos. Like the Romans who followed them, they noted the excellent climate to grow vines and that the sea was abundant with fish. The highly valued marble found here made for any number of magnificent churches, villas and public buildings. Every alleyway holds a discovery.
One can spend hours just wandering the streets amid throngs of local and international tourists. Everyone's sampling all kinds of exciting things, from fresh produce to sit-down dining, souvenirs, and of course, live street performances, while strolling down a Sicilian via.
These musicians play where composers Richard Wagner and Brahms once walked and created. The quaint shops are where writers Truman Capote and John Steinbeck once browsed. Whoever you may be, the history, charm and beauty of these streets are music to the soul. The local gelato too.
What can I say? When in Rome.
Many civilizations have left their mark here, and the English did so in true character.
The last thing you'd expect to find on top of a mountain in Sicily is the lush English garden. The Giardini della Villa Comunale was created in the 19th century by Lady Florence Trevelyan, and it's the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle of the busy town.
The war memorials chronicle battles fought here from World War II, back to the time of the Byzantine. Whether these outlooks are strategic or for pleasure, Arabs, French and Spanish all came, conquered and saw the sun go down on their rule here.
And just when you think it couldn't get any better, when the sun sets, this entire town undergoes the most remarkable transformation into something even more enticing. The sounds of folk music, romantic lights everywhere, and of course the mouth-watering aromas of authentic Sicilian cooking. I think it's dinner time.
Typically rich in taste but affordable, Sicilian cuisine and wines have given the island the nickname of God's Kitchen. Some wines are produced from vines unique to the island, such as the Nero d'Avola. Locals eat late, so you can wander long into the night and look forward to taking your time waking up in the Piazza Duomo.
Everyone knows the best way to start your days with an espresso. Add to that a piazza in the heart of Sicily and a view of some medieval architecture, and let's just say you're one step closer to heaven.
One artist who made Taormina popular was landscaper Otto Gieling. Exhibiting his paintings of the city to critics in Paris and Berlin, he was accused of having an unbridled imagination. He challenged them to visit Taormina, and if his art did not reflect reality, he said he'd pay their expenses.
One would imagine being so high up that it would take ages to get down to the coast, but the Sicilians have solved this little problem by installing a cable car, and I'm told it takes no longer than 2 minutes to get to the bottom.
The destination really is worth it, and once down on the beach of Mazzaro, a short walk takes you to another famed beach, Isola Bella, or Beautiful Island. The nature reserve of the same name is best seen by boat. This trip takes in the crystal waters around the Bay of Mermaids, Capo Taormina and its rocky coastline. These scenes were made famous by Jean Reno in his free-diving film The Big Blue. But long before film, theatre was the entertainment of choice, and attendance was free but compulsory to the Greeks, who built this ancient stage. It was part of religion, a place to learn morality, until the Romans took over and brought in the gladiators. Pina Ponchuro was our guide.
Hi!
Nice to see you
Nice to see
at
you.
last.
Wow, look at this place.
This is the most beautiful theater that we have in Sicily. It's unique for its location. It was chosen by these Greek people that arrived here at the end of 8th century BC. These Greek people that used to live down below along the waterfront where there is a magnificent bay, the Bay of Naxos. But after the devastation of the town, they were obliged to come up to hide here in these slopes of this mountain, where already there was another village though of people, which were the Sicily, because those were the first people living here in Sicily, not the Greek.
I know the Greek theatres are famous for having exceptional acoustics. Is that the case for this theatre?
Yes, it is. Even if during the changing of the theatre into a Roman theatre, the Romans had caused some problem, an echo, because they closed the theatre. And so to resolve this problem, they had to carve all these niches that we have behind us to eliminate the echo. And of course, the acoustic was excellent during the Greek time because they resolved the mathematical formula, which today is known as the golden formula by the modern architect.
Is the mixture of Greek and Roman architecture, is that a common thing?
It is, because the Romans defeated the Greek, but they were conquered by their art. The theater was born with the Greek. Theatron was the word in Greek language, and it means to observe. So they wanted their people to put their attention on what was going on the stage, no matter the landscape, which is that the Greek wanted. So they had to be surrounded by this imposing architecture, so getting this feeling, we are the best in the world, whatever they say.
All this learning is hunger-making stuff, and Nico wisely asked Pina for a good heads-up on Taormina's best pizza. The simple answer, Zucchero Pizzeria, where Nico had to balance his desire to eat with his fascination for Chef Gabriele Dignotti's art of pizza making.
Okay, so this is where the magic happens.
Yes, first we're gonna make the dough. This flour grow in the mount here, the Madonita. This wheat just in Sicily, so you cannot find this wheat anywhere.
Aha, so that's what makes Sicilian pizza special.
First of all, we're gonna mix the flour. We put double of flour, and after that we put the whole wheat flour from Sicily. First thing, we're gonna put yeast, and we start mixing by hand. So we mix the flour, we put the yeast on, but remember, never put at the same time yeast with salt or sugar too. The salt and the sugar are hygroscopic, they absorb the liquid from the yeast and the yeast doesn't work anymore. So that's very important. Okay, you have to press by the palm of the hands to give the warmth of the hands to the dough. Because we already take, and we, perfetto. And we press by stretch a little bit to make them form the gluten. You see now the dough is not anymore sticky.
All right, let me try that.
It was a promising start.
Okay, so here we have a little baby I want to be a pizza.
Yeah.
What happens next? Do we put this in the oven?
No, of course no. This one we're gonna leave at room temperature for 2 hours. Remember to cover the plastic to make the crust in the outside. And after that we're gonna put in the fridge minimum for 1 day, 24 hours.
And we thought you just put the dough in the oven.
With the Sicilian wheat flour and yeast mixed before adding salt and sugar, the dough had matured well overnight. The complex sugars have become easily digestible simple sugars, and now it was time to spread that dough.
I'm learning from a pizza master.
All right, now take the pizza in a hand.
Okay.
Remove all the flour under the pizza.
Here, pizza is theatre, and it's worth standing back in awe of the show.
Okay, let me give that a try.
Perfetto. Bravo.
I'm gonna need more time with the pizza, aren't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Once the tomato and mozzarella are added, the chemistry is in the oven, where the sugar in the dough caramelizes to lend color. Add olive oil, then basil leaves, and you have the red, white and green of the Italian flag.
So here we have the pizza. You can see here this hole. When you hit the pizza, when you see all this hole, this give pizza very light. So when you hit the pizza, you feel very light, and you can hit 2 pizza and you don't feel full.
Wow, that sounds like heaven.
This is the trick of the pizza. More hair you have inside, light will be the pizza.
Can I eat that now?
No, no, no. We need a good red Sicilian wine.
Okay, I can wait a little longer.
Made from the local vines, the wine is a perfect complement to this margarita.
Okay, well, if I came all the way to Sicily for just this very moment, it was well worth the trip. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
The pizza is named after Queen Margherita, wife of the King of Italy in the late 1800s, Umberto I, known as the Good King. Eat, drink, or turn a corner here, and there'll be a story.
Up here on Mount Taro is the Santuario Madonna della Rocca. It's a small church which was founded in around 1640 and is literally built into the rock. It's a humble little place, but it has the most heavenly view of the town below. Now, I came by bike, but if you decide to do it on foot, it's well worth the climb.
Legend tells that a young shepherd boy took refuge from lightning in this cave, where the Madonna appeared to reassure him. So they built a church here and named it Madonna of the Rock. Nico chose simply to feast his eyes in wonder.
There's so much to see, and since everything is in such close proximity, you can cover it all by foot. However, if you're pressed for time, then this is the best way to get around. All you need is a valid driver's license, a little scooter know-how, and some hair on your chest.
If you're into history, there's almost 3,000 years worth in and around the city. Should you want to work on your photography, painting, freediving, or just selfie taking, you won't run out of inspiration here. If you're a foodie, practically every second stop or shop or market has a pasta, seafood, meat, or ice cream that spent centuries being perfected on this island. This is the best of the good life.
They say you should leave a place before it steals your heart, but for me it's too late, because that moment happened days ago. Taormina, you had me at hello. But for now, until next time, it's arrivederci.
Until we meet again.